Hey guys, good morning. Little change of scenery today. I'm on my front porch. Oscar's out here. Oscar, wanna say hi? Okay. Obviously, he wants to say hi. So I'm trying to break out of my shell and not be in the car so much. I really like to be in the car just because it has better lighting and it's quiet and 500 people aren't going to bother me out there. But, I'm trying. I know a lot of people are like, why is she always in the car? That's why. So anyways, aside from that, I would like to talk a little bit today about some facts about epilepsy, as well as famous people who have epilepsy, and some things people have confused about epilepsy a little bit. Every year I usually do a picnic and discuss these things with people, but this year let's do a video. So 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy in their lifetime, and 1 in 10 people will have a seizure. Doesn't have to be epilepsy. It is an epileptic seizure, but a lot of time, drug use can cause seizures. Also, withdrawal can cause seizures. So a lot of things can cause seizures. Drinking too much, not sleeping enough, things like that can cause seizures. Does not mean you have epilepsy. 150,000 Americans are diagnosed with epilepsy every year, and we spend $15.5 billion just caring for and treating Americans with epilepsy every year, which is so much. And I know it is because just one of my son's medicines right now, he gets 90 of these pills a month, and it costs $1,119.29. That is outrageous. And that's just one medication. So a lot of people are trying out the cannabis oils and the CBCs like that. So it's an option. We're not there yet. We are just going to see how things are working with his VNS and stuff. There's different types of seizures. There are focal seizures, and less than 15% of people with epilepsy have simple focal seizures, and more than 33% of people with epilepsy have dyscognitive seizures. And 30% of the epileptic population, I guess you could say, have generalized seizures, which are your tonic-clonics, your tonics, your clonics, your absent, your atonics, and your myoclonics. All of which my son has, or every single kind of generalized seizure that there is, he has. He also has myoclonic jerks, in addition to all those. So he has like 6 different types of seizures that he experiences. 1% of Americans will develop epilepsy, and children and elderly people have a higher incidence of it. I'm not really sure why that is. It just happens to be so. 2.5 to 3 million people have epilepsy, and that is crazy. Why are we not doing more for epilepsy? The risk factors for developing epilepsy are brain infection, childhood, and over 60 years old is obviously a risk factor for whatever reason. Dementia, family history, head injury, and vascular diseases. These are all contributors to epilepsy. The 4 most common causes are brain infection, head trauma, brain tumors, and stroke. 60% of people will respond to their first anti-epileptic medication prescribed to them, which is really good. And 50% of people who have epilepsy can stop using medication after 2 to 5 years of being seizure-free. So that's really good. My son's syndrome gets worse with age, actually, and it's pretty much impossible to control with medication. That's why he's on so many, and he's only going to be 4. As well as the vagal nerve stimulator, which has had like a 92% success rate, so fingers crossed. It would really be nice to see him be able to have a little bit more control with his seizures. So some of the myths that people think about epilepsy are that you can swallow your tongue. Okay, you cannot swallow your tongue if you have a seizure. Can you swallow your tongue right now? Try it. I'll wait. See, you can't do it. It's impossible. You cannot swallow your tongue. When you're having a seizure, you can't swallow your tongue. So never, ever, 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 ever put something in somebody's mouth when they're having a seizure. It is the worst thing you can do. Epilepsy is not contagious, though it can be hereditary. And most people with epilepsy can do a lot of the same things as people without epilepsy. They can hold down jobs, they can drive, they can do all kinds of things. Epilepsy does not have to be the end of the world for you. It cannot be cured, though. It can be controlled. And it's not rare. There are 2 times as many people with epilepsy as there are cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, and cystic fibrosis, all combined. That's a lot of people. And you can die from epilepsy. There's on average about 50,000 deaths per year from epilepsy. They range from status epilepticus, SUDEP, which is a sudden death from epilepsy, which kind of unexplained like SIDS, and injury, which is so many people die from epilepsy every year, which is so devastating and obviously a huge fear for me. But on to a lighter note, so you don't have to feel so alone, and remember strength in numbers, guys. Famous people with epilepsy are Elton John, Prince, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Danny Glover, Adam Horowitz, Alexander the Great, Hugo Weaving, Neil Young, Amy Lee, Theodore Roosevelt, Lindsey Buckingham, Edgar Allan Poe, Julius Caesar, Harriet Tubman, Lewis Carroll, Flojo, who actually died from a seizure in her sleep, which is crazy. You don't think of famous people having these issues, but it's true. Susan Boyle, Vincent van Gogh, Margot Hemingway, Jonathan Davis, Socrates, Michelangelo, Charles Dickens, Bud Abbott, James Madison, Tiki Barber, Agatha Christie, Martin Kemp, Rick Mayall, Chris Knox, Mike Skinner, Albert Einstein. These are just a few of the famous people out there with epilepsy, which I feel like I was reading a list forever. So don't feel alone. There's plenty of people out there. 1 in 26 people have epilepsy. Chances are you know one of them. So try to branch out, you know. If someone you know has epilepsy, don't let them feel alone. People tend to get depressed a lot because they have epilepsy, because they have social awkwardness, because they're afraid that people are going to judge them. What if I have a seizure if I go to the movies? You know, a lot of things run through their mind, so it is very difficult for people with epilepsy. But they don't have to be alone. Be a friend, be an advocate, you know, be proactive, which is the best thing a person can do. Tomorrow we are going to go to Magic Mountain, and I made 71 ribbons. Don't ask why 71, it's just when my rolls ended. And we were going to pass them out for World Purple Day, and, you know, somebody wants them, great, and they want to know about it, awesome. If not, well, fuck them, that's on them. So, you know, let me know in the comments below what you think. If you think passing them out is a good idea. If you were handed a ribbon in public, would you want to take it? Would you not? I'd like to know before I make a complete douche out of myself tomorrow. So let me know in the comments below. Later, guys.